Right guys, here's a very quick video as promised on how to use the Confluence software that we're going to be uh, using as a platform to communicate with each other as a team. It's basically a wiki site on steroids. There's a lot to it, but I'm just going to give you the key tools and skills just so you can access meeting notes and the strategy paper as we move forward. So once you receive your email to log in, you'll be presented with a page that I can't generate for you, but suffice to say, you should have access at the top to something called spaces. Now, spaces are simply just separate repositories or home pages for different topics. So in time, you'll get access to various areas like training, general information, cultures, and the rest of it. At the moment, I've given everyone access simply to the strategy space, which is what you see in front of you. So if you go to that space, on the left-hand side, you'll just see a very simple navigation side. At the top here, you have meeting notes from the first meeting we had on the 10th of December. And then at the very bottom, you have the strategic plan, which I'll talk about in a second. Up here to the top right, you'll have an inbox where anytime someone mentions your name, to mention someone in the wiki, you simply use the @ symbol, which I'll demonstrate in a second. And you click on here, and obviously, because I'm just using the site to myself at the moment, there's no notifications. But if you comment or you write on a page and you use the @ symbol and type in the person's name, you'll then basically get a feed, a bit like Facebook. You just get a feed of information on any mentions or things that you need to be aware of. If you want to find out further information, there's a whole support manual here, but I wouldn't say that's necessary at the moment. So this is basically the homepage to the strategic site, a wiki site. You have just a logo here. Moving down, you have the presentation that was given. So here we have the agenda for that meeting, and then flicking through, you recognize a lot of these slides talking about the vision and mission and so forth. But I'll leave that to you to look at a later date. Moving down this home page, you'll see recent pages have been updated. So I've just recently worked on the notes from the meeting, and then also further down, strategic plan and so on. And then popular topics, self-explanatory. And then at the bottom, you have like a comment page if you want to comment on the home page. There's probably no need for that at the moment, but you can comment on each of the pages that are created. So let's just go into the meeting notes. If I click on meeting notes here on the left-hand side, basically what you'll now see. I'll wait for it. Here we go. Any meetings that we have, we generated under here all meeting notes. So we've got the first date, and as the meetings go forward, this will be populated with the various meetings. In the meetings, tasks will be created. So at the moment, you've got, for example, Beth writing up the notes from the initial meeting. You've got me setting up the accounts for the software that you're now using, and then for me to also initiate the next meeting date and agenda for that. So this would basically be the matrix, so to speak, of all meetings that we hold for 7 going forward. So it's one location you can go to access all those meeting notes. And then you've got the strategic plan. This is very much in its infancy at the moment. I've basically taken a template and working on this as we go forward. Feel very free to go in here and to add comments and so forth, but please just be aware that it's very early stages, so there's a lot of dead data information in there. But just jumping across to the meeting notes, if I click here, you'll see the meeting notes from the December meeting. Here you have the date it was created, the attendees. I haven't added everyone in here at the moment. And then you have the basic agenda, discussion topics, action items, as I mentioned, which came into that first page. And then here's the minutes, which is the most interesting part for this current season. So we have the Q&A session at the end of the presentation. So you have Dougie, Henry, Asher, someone, Jacob, and so forth. And then you can go in here, you can make further comments. You can add a comment directly here by just typing your comments at the bottom and using the @ symbol if you want to. For example, I want to mention Henry, type Henry's name, and it come up, and then I could flag that up so Henry knows that I've talked about him in an encouraging manner and how wonderful he is. But But if you want to actually edit the page, you would simply go in and you could click Edit. So leave this page to edit. And just give it a Zimbabwe internet second. There we go. So now I'm within the meeting notes that we had, and here again you're very welcome to go in and make notes. So just ask you not to delete any of that information, but you could go in and maybe choose to use different color, and you could say this was a fantastic comment by Jacob, for example, and I might say at Jacob so that he knows I'm talking about him right here, and anyone else, and then that will flag up on his feed. Let's go and take that out for now because we don't need that. Okay. So that's how we could edit the notes that we've been working on for that first meeting, and then you've got the basic interface, so like any Microsoft Word, or if you use Pages, if you're a Mac user, in here you can add links and the rest of it, and we'll do further videos maybe in the future just to access more complex things. You can also drag files in, so if you've got a PowerPoint or Excel document or any type of document, you can literally drag it onto this page and it will convert it and attach it to the wiki automatically for us. I'm going to cancel that change, so this is not needed. And now I'm back in one sense to the website straight wiki with no changes made to it. If you want to add any new pages to the strategy page, you've got stuff that you want to start building into it, then feel very free to do that. And you can do that simply by going to Create, and you'll be presented probably just with this first one, blank page as an option, and you can then select more, which will bring up all these other various things like decisions and how-to articles and the rest. Don't get overloaded by that information. There's some very useful templates that we can use as we go forward for things that we do, but for the moment it will generally be blank pages that we probably create as we populate this site. So I'm going to select blank page, and that basically is creating a new wiki page, new web page, and it's blank, blank page, there we go, as it says on the tin. And I can then give the title, this is a test page, and then I can start writing. I am sad that Christmas is over, but excited with what 2015 will bring. Okay, and then as I said earlier on, you've got the various links. I can set hyperlinks, pages within the site, images, tables, so on and so forth. And then I would simply save that page, and it will then keep that within the 7 strategy space that we have at the moment. Okay, so just to conclude, once again, just to say, basically, this is the page that you'll see. You'll go into strategy, which is the only space you have access to at the moment. To load, you'll know you're on the right page by seeing this logo here. See the presentation as mentioned, and all updates going on here. You have the strategic plan, which will hopefully get stronger as we go forward through January and February. The meeting notes, which is basically the matrix for all meetings we have, and as the meetings get populated, you'll see new pages appearing under here as well. I hope that gives you enough to go forward. Please drop me a text or email, etc., if you need more information on how to access this information. But I hope that at least gives you the foundation. All right, guys, thanks for your time, and see you soon.